I'm not sure about that one. Like an ink stick.
Agenda tonight? You guys all set?
No, but it never stopped me before.
I think you need this one too.
No, I don't need it, but
You need this one. Here you go. Okay, yeah.
thank you, sir.
Oh, you gotta sign this one, all those spots.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You guys all set? We go?
Craig needs a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. I can do this while I can do this and listen at the same time.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Lisbon Town Council for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015 to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item, please.
Is roll call. Counselor Garrison?
Present.
Counselor Lunt?
Here.
Counselor McTevier?
Here.
Counselor Bickford?
Here.
Counselor Pesky?
Here.
Counselor Crafts?
Here.
And Counselor Brunel has been excused.
Yes.
Okay.
And the next item, please.
Is good news and recognition?
Open the floor for any good news and recognition you guys like to throw out there. Anything over here? Tracy, did you want to update the public on the grant?
I can. I was going to have Diane do that, but that's fine. I just want to let everyone know that the first round, we have been accepted to move forward to the next stage for the downtown revitalization grant. So we begin the process, and that is due April 17th. So it's a good start.
Awesome, thank you. I have a couple things. A couple weeks ago, the Androscoggin County Chamber awarded Don's Automotive the Lisbon Business Award of the Year. I know Roger and Diane were able to make it. I was not, but I just wanted to publicly congratulate them on that award. It's a good accomplishment for them. And what else did I have? Oh, that's right. Last thing I want to do is just publicly thank Sergeant Scott Stewart for his 23 years of service to the town of Lisbon. I look forward to his going success in another county. He's brought a lot to the town of Lisbon and served us well. Is that it? Next item, please.
Is the public hearing for the pawnbroker license for Dan Miller, doing business as Double Diamond Pawn?
I'd open the public hearing. See none. Close the public hearing. And the next item, please.
Is a public hearing for Division 3 Health and Safety, Section 8278, Food Regulations?
Open the public hearing. See none. Close the public hearing. Next item, please.
Is a public hearing for the Chapter 70 Zoning Division 14, Section 71 Definitions, Section 7568 Dimensional Requirements, Section 7536 Dimensional Requirements, regarding the footnotes in the chart, and Section 7815 Overlay Zone District Descriptions, and Section 7155 Variance Limitations.
Open the public hearing. See none. Close the public hearing. And the next item, please.
Is audience participation and response for agenda items?
I'd open the floor for audience participation. Mr. Netto?
My name is Richard Nettle. I live in Lisbon Falls. I see you have an item over here that's on the town thing there about tax acquired property. I guess that also includes like Summer Street Park, which last time I forgot that you were having a workshop. It was here on that paper on the agenda that you guys want to sell off that stuff. You went down there, Mr. Chairman, and you looked at the property. That property over there, I would hope the town at least keeps a good part of that if they're going to sell it, or swap it for that property out in 196. There's a lot of junk there. It's right next to the cemetery across the
And
street.
Mr. Neto, our workshop was regards to town-owned property.
Yeah.
The item on the agenda is to deal with tax foreclosures.
Mm-hmm.
So we aren't discussing what we're going to do with that property yet.
Yeah, okay, I'll wait till audience participation or response on new items.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good. Thank you. Anybody else? Last time I went too fast, so I want to make sure I don't skip anybody. All right. Next item, please.
Is the consent agenda. Any counselor wishing to have any item removed may do so now. Seeing none. Order 2015-29 to approve the minutes of January 20, 2015, and the pawnbroker license for Daniel Miller doing business as Double Diamond Pawn.
I'd open the floor for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Accept.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Order passed 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Council orders, ordinances, and resolutions. Order 2015-30 to set a public hearing for the conditional TIF.
Diane?
Yeah, this is merely just setting the public hearing. We talked about doing a conditional TIF at a previous meeting. So now we're at the part where we need to schedule the public hearing for that conditional TIF, and that's all you're doing tonight is just setting the public hearing for Tuesday, March 3rd.
Will we have documentation and that type of stuff available for that meeting for the public?
Yes, we will have the order, yes.
Okay.
And other information.
Is there a motion from council?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of setting the public hearing for March 3rd? All those in favor?
Order passed 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Order 2015-31 tax acquired property.
Currently, we have letters out that allows the record owners of the foreclosed properties to pay in full their taxes that are owed so that we can quit claim a deed back to them. Right now, the deadline is February 9th, which is coming right up, and then I'll be bringing another list on February 17th to you so that we can move forward in the process. I have been in contact with several property owners, and I think we're going to be accepting more payments after the 9th, but before the 17th and before the disposal period. So what I merely am asking tonight is you to grant me permission to accept payment in full so that I can quit claim the property back to these owners after the February 9th date, because I know I am going to be getting some more in.
And that's for
It's
people that
being
have paid in
very
full.
active right now in collecting monies. We're going to be collecting almost 12,000 tomorrow on one piece of property, but we collected 3 today, so it is working. A lot of people are getting loans, especially the ones that don't have mortgage holders, and I've been encouraging them to go to the bank to get a home equity loan so they can pay these taxes back, and it's working.
And you're only, going forward, you're only accepting full payment
That's
for
right,
everything in
not
order to quit.
installments, just full payment, yes.
Okay.
So what this will do is allow me to continue to collect payment in full after the April 9th date. That's all I need. Right now, you've only given me permission up till that date.
You want to go just till the 17th?
No, I'd like to go until the the disposal process. However we do that,
But
I think.
When will that be?
Well, what she has to do
I don't-
first is, she wants us to give her permission to collect past the deadline
Right,
of the
I
letter.
know what that,
And then she's gonna come back she's gonna come back on the 17th with another list, and then we'll give her direction either to go ahead and advertise, to dispose or whatever, and then we'd have another timeline.
My goal is to have it done by April 1st. I mean, it's not going to happen on every piece of property, because I know of one that's vacant and the person's just left, so we're not going to get payment for that. But, so April 1st is my goal, but it's probably not going to happen on every piece, but we'll see. But if these property owners happen to come up with the payment in full between now and then, I think it would be good to accept it and quit claim it back to them.
so you will have,
I'll have another list on the
by
17th.
17th,
Yeah.
okay.
Greg?
What are your steps after that? How long does it take for disposal?
It depends on what council wants to do. If they want to, it depends on what type of shape the property's in. So my next steps after the 9th is to go out and look at the property and see which ones I need to put insurance on. And then on the 17th, bring you back a list with a recommendation to probably put the property up for sale through a bid process, a competitive bid process, listing what's owed on it as a minimum bid so that you can at least recoup that.
Right.
And just know that when we go through this process, you're probably not going to get bids on every single property, so then you need to figure out what you're going to do after that. But
Yep.
the easy ones are going to be the ones that are vacant and people have just walked away from them. Those are going to be the easiest ones to dispose of.
How far into the process are you willing to take payments, in other words? What I'm looking
I
for is,
would like to take payments right up until the time that you award a bid to somebody.
I have no problem with that. That's what I was
That's
looking, that's what I was
typically what
looking
we
for.
do. I mean,
Yeah,
and if somebody has brought in a bid before we open the bids and, you know, the prior owner has come up with the money in full, then we just give the deposit and the bid back to that person. Typically, that's what happens.
Okay.
That's
fair.
how,
That's what I was looking for,
Yep.
is rather than a set date.
exactly.
Okay, works for me.
That's why it's hard to say. I mean, my goal is to have it all done by April 1st, but that's probably not likely. But that would be my goal, up until the time that you award the bid.
I'll make a motion to do that.
So April 1st, or until you award the bid, whichever is later,
Yeah,
that work?
up until you dispose of the property, I guess. That would cover it.
Okay. We have a motion from Roger. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion?
Order passed, 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Order 2015-32, the 2015 Maine Bureau of Highway Safety Grant.
Thank you. Bureau Highway Safety Grant. Looking for the okay to apply for the, excuse me, impaired driving grant for 2015. I'm probably going to just apply for $3,750. Last year, Highway Safety, I think I put in the letter you read,
Yep.
10.
they determined the amount, and it was way too much. Couldn't keep up with it. So they got half of it back. And we can deal with this amount of money. That's about 20 extra OUI designated patrols. And
That's
it
awesome.
starts from April 1st to September 15th.
Perfect. Any questions for Chief? All right. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
All right.
Second.
Any discussion to approve? All right. All those in favor?
Order passed, 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Order 2015-33, the budget schedule.
Yeah, in your packet, you have the budget, a tentative budget schedule. Starting with, it's on page 30. Starting with March 3rd is the day that I would present the budget to the first draft to the budget, of the budget to the council and the finance committee. And then after that, March 10th for the first budget workshop. And again, on the 24th is the second. And then on the 31st will be our third budget workshop. And then from there, we can decide if we need to have any further workshops.
One of the things I had, I'm sorry, Diane.
Go ahead. No,
Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say, if anybody has any conflicting schedules here, we can certainly work around some of these dates, because we still have the whole month of April, if need be, to have budget workshops.
For May 11th, the Finance Committee on here is scheduled to come back and give us a recommendation for the school budget. I would recommend that we add that to the April 7th, so we can get the recommendation from the Finance Committee on the town or the municipal and school budget at the same time.
Okay.
And also, March 10th and March 17th, I will be in Ireland, so I will not be here for those 2 meetings. You guys are more than welcome to continue to have those meetings. Without me, I can watch them on the tape, but I won't be here. Anyone else have anything for the schedule? Okay. Eric, you all set?
Good.
Roger?
Yeah.
Okay. Dale, good? All right. I would make a motion to adopt the Town of Lisbon Municipal Budget Schedule 2015-2016 with an amendment or change in it to add the Finance Committee recommendation on school budget for ballot to the April 7th deadline.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Order passed, 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Order 2015-34, Police Sergeant's position.
I just wanted to update the council on this position. Typically, when we have somebody either retire or leave employment after many years of service, what we have to do is a buyout, because we have to pay accrued vacation and sick leave per the union contracts. So as of right now, we want to leave this position vacant for a number of weeks so that it will help cover the cost of that, and then we'll move forward and to fill this position. And hopefully we get that filled before the end of the year, so we'll know what we're going to be doing going into the next budget. But I just wanted to let you know we're not going to fill it right now, so that's pretty much the update.
Does anybody have any questions for Diane? No?
This time.
Okay. Do you want to vote or anything?
No,
Right,
just,
perfect. Next item, please.
Order 2015-35, MDOT construction over limit permit.
if you recall, we had one of these earlier on that we had to sign with the Maine Department of Transportation. When they, this is something new that they're doing when they do work on the roads in our area. We have to do an over limit, construction limit permit for them. We don't anticipate that they're going to be traveling on our roads, but in case they do, we have to have this permit that's signed. And we can require them to provide us with a bond, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. But they do need to have the municipal officers approve this agreement. So that would be the recommendation.
Is there a motion from council?
Make the motion to accept the over limit permit.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Order passed, 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Order 2015-36 to schedule an informational workshop on revaluation.
I talked to Kathy Malloy, the assessor, and we both agreed that before we start with the, getting the information on the reval, that we have an informational workshop, and somebody from the state of Maine will come and talk to us about the process for the reval and happens once the assessor has done all the reevaluation of the property here in Lisbon. So we thought that February 24th would be a good time for them to, is it February 24th? Yes, February 24th, which would be an off night, that we could have a workshop and just devote it to the reval. Because I'm sure the public will have a lot of questions, as will council, on what to expect through this process, because it doesn't happen too often. So we thought it'd be a good idea to have somebody from Maine Revenue come here and talk to us about it.
So we would do this to start it out, and then as we get closer to these
We're gonna
numbers
be
come
having
available, we'll have
hearings.
more for people.
Right, we're going to have public hearings on it anyway, but
Okay.
this will at least give you an idea of how the process works.
Let's see here. Does February 24th work for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Order passed, 6-0.
And the next item, please.
Order 2015-37, the fee schedule.
This is the fee schedule that was not updated or was not looked at for many, many, many years until last year when we looked at it in the budget process. We as a council decided that we would look at it on a yearly basis if there's any changes we want to do or anything of that nature. And also, Bill Bauer from the Water Department came in with concerns regarding under street excavations on page 49, 47-4, the excavation permit of $150 every time that they have a water main break. So does anybody have anything in the fee schedule that they would like to see changed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to see what we can do. The sewer department has to pay the same fee schedule to open the road. So I would like to see it work together with the sewer department and the water department. Could get a substantial break on it, because this is, they're not just doing it for something to do. It's,
My thought was to exclude this fee to any town department.
Yeah.
Any.
Right.
I'm really confused on why we would charge a town department to open the road when they have to cut it, they do their work, then they pave it back up. I don't understand where the legwork is on the town side where we have to charge for this. Greg?
I can see the reasoning behind it, only that it comes out of the right budget. If the sewer department's cutting the road open, then it needs to come out of the sewer budget. Same with the water. So the right people are paying for it, especially when you're concerned about the water department, because only the users are the ones that are paying the fee. But I agree we should at least do something, so they aren't getting tagged 100, what is it, 150 every time?
I'm confused on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
is
they're the
there a
ones that-
question, is there an expense that we incur? Is there anything
No.
the town does? The public
Yeah,
does
that would be-
anything?
There's an administrative cost for us to go over there and inspect and make sure that everything is done right. That's mainly what this fee is
that's
for.
Okay, so what does
Yeah.
that
For
cost?
one
per-
cap over?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a question for Ryan. I don't know.
Maybe we ought to charge them for the administrative cost to go over and check it, and that's it.
Right,
I mean, it
it's-
can't be more
Can't
than
be
30
much.
minutes to
Right.
check this out.
or a flat fee for the year.
Right.
For X number.
Like
That's what
Like it was
I
before.
think that's what you used to do, was a
Yeah,
flat fee
flat
for the
fee.
year.
Yeah.
I would say go back to the way it was.
Yeah. We need to
I
find
think
out
that's, they were happy with that.
what he was.
It's like $200
Right,
for a
the whole
year.
year.
Yeah.
Make sure the sewer department gets the same,
Yeah.
Yeah,
same thing.
I mean, that's all it is make sure that, it's all gonna come out technically the same pocket, but make sure
For
those pockets are
Flat fee.
balanced out.
accounting purposes.
Yeah. Makes it easier.
And as you say, it's the users pay for the water and
Exactly.
sewer.
Okay. So we have one. We'll page 49 to a flat fee of 200. Is that what you want, Roger?
Yeah,
Okay.
per year.
Is that for town departments?
just for
or-
town
for
departments
town
only,
departments.
because we
Town
want
departments.
That's what
town
you want.
departments.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other thing that I had on here for a note for myself was Beaver Park. I think we need to. That's on page 46. It's items 30-90. Diane got a recommendation from Verla to change the current resident fee from $1 a day to $2, the family pass from 15 to 20, and children under 3, or currently it's children under 5 are free, and to change it to children under 3 are free. And then for the non-resident, Currently, it's $3 a day. To change it to $4 a day. And then the family pass for a non-resident is 30. Change it to 35. And then same with the people that are 3 and under.
So 3 and under, whether they're residents or non-residents are free, is that what you're saying?
What was that again?
Is your intention 3 and under free, whether they're residents or non-residents?
Yeah, same. Under 3, free. I'm just bringing up Verla's recommendation.
Yep. Oh, I see. This is where you change 5 to 3.
And I can provide you with this, Twyla, if it would be easier. This is a tricky one, to me at least, and I think the passes at Beaver Park are extremely cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even buy a coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or anything as cheap as it is to go to Beaver Park. So I don't think increasing it will hurt.
I would maybe recommend that we do the Beaver Park schedules, make sure we do it every year, because I think things are gonna be changing. So we might wanna start changing some of these fees.
Well, we can pull this. We can do the fee schedule anytime we want. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would recommend to, accept the fees the way Verilla has got them as of now.
Okay. Oh, the new ones, or
ones. New
okay.
ones.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Diane, you have anything?
No.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion?
Order passed 6-0.
Okay. And the next item, please.
Order 2015-38 to amend Division 3 Health and Safety, Section 8278, Food Regulations. This would be the second reading. A roll call vote is required.
Okay. This was in our packet last time. We had the gentleman from Auburn come in. It is not in our packet tonight. Diane asked me if she could leave it out. I said save a couple trees. But if you have any questions, it is online, I believe, if you want to see it. Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Okay. Counselor Lunt?
Yes.
Counselor Brunel is absent. Counselor Mativier?
Yes.
Counselor Pesky?
Yes.
Counselor Crafts?
Yes.
Counselor Bickford?
Yes.
Counselor Garrison?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays. Order passed.
Great. Next item, please.
Order 2015-39 to amend Chapter 70 zoning, Division 14, Section 70-1, definitions, Section 70-564, dimensional requirements, Section 70-536, dimensional requirements, and Section 70-815, overlay zone district descriptions, and Section 70-155, variance limitations. This is the second reading. A roll call vote is required.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? See none. Roll call vote, please.
Counselor Garrison?
Yes.
Counselor Bickford?
Yes.
Counselor Crafts?
Yes.
Counselor Pesky?
Yes.
Counselor McTevier?
Yes.
And Counselor Lunt?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays. Order passed.
And the next item, please.
Under other business, the town manager's report.
Yeah, I just want to touch on the snow that we've been receiving in the last 10 days, an incredible amount, and I just want to commend the Public Works Department for keeping the roads clean. They've been extremely busy, they're extremely tired. They are going to come out tonight and start doing snow removal. This is the first chance they've had at it. They worked around the clock yesterday, right up until 4 o'clock this morning, and went home for a few hours to get some sleep. And they're, you know, it's dangerous when they work all the hours that they're working, and I just hope that people are patient, because we only have a small crew. We don't have an A crew and a B crew that come in at different times. They have to come in and deal with their routes when it snows, and we've been getting a lot of it, and we're going to get some more, it sounds like. But tonight, they'll come in and start doing the downtown area, and hope for the best until the next storm. That's all I have.
You have any idea how they're doing on salt, or?
We just had to order some more, so we're using it. The overtime is incredible, too. Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
We've, and we have filed the Form 7. I don't know if there'll be a disaster declared. It depends. They're still waiting to hear from the National Weather Service on the snow totals to see if it even qualifies. If it doesn't, we won't have a chance of getting any reimbursement, but the figures we're sending in now are in excess of $25,000, so hopefully, we'll see.
Be nice if we can get that back.
Are we expecting more this end of the week?
Yeah.
Thursday.
I thought
Yep.
Thursday.
All
That's
right.
nothing.
Is that all, Diane?
That's it.
All right. Next item, please.
Audience participation and response for new items.
Mr. Neto?
Okay, I want to go back to what I was, all right?
Sounds
Okay.
good.
First of all, in one sense, in a technicality, that land was tax acquired years ago when Pronkin owned the mill down here. So I could have, but I'm not going to push it. What I was talking about is that land up there. I know one of your councilmen, you can't really get into personalities, wants to get rid of it. I think he said 33 acres. And he talked about those posts down there as not looking very good for people who want to go there. Those posts, if I remember correctly, were put there so when you had cars coming down High Street, they wouldn't go, if they got this ice, and I don't care how much you salt it, it is very slippery road coming down in the wintertime, and the cars will tend, if they don't stop, to go off the edge. And that's for, to help prevent that from happening. It's not too, can't think of the word again, but I'm not going to get into that. Part of that we need to hold on because I don't know what the laws are going to be in the future. We may need to expand that treatment plant down there, probably in more than one reason. Because right now, all your wastewater, well, not wastewater, but your stormwater goes right in the river. They may someday require that to go through there because you got oil and everything else that leaks out on the road. And it rains, it goes, where's it go? In the sewer, down in the thing. They may someday, the EPA may someday require you. So you should keep some of that land. If you can, I would swap it for that piece right there on Route 196. And, I mean, the cemetery don't seem to want it because I told them they ought to buy it, and they, to one person, I have never heard a thing from it. You know, sell out the virgin wood and make some money to pay off, but I've never heard anything. But I think you need to hold on to that. You've been down there yourself. We don't advertise enough for that place up there. That's why nobody goes up there, and there's probably a lot of people that don't even know it's there because we don't do anything to advertise that to the people who go out there. There's only one picnic table out there, and that's all, and the sign on the front. I had suggested putting gravel on the side so people could park, so they could go there for a parking lot. Nothing's been done. Now, somebody back a while alluded to that the school department, if they wanted to, if they didn't build the gym, they just go out and spend it. And I'm going to tell you something, they can. But I think it's more in line like the police department, if they need extra money, and the town crew, if they go over budget, they can spend it. Our governor signed it into law, I think, in 2013. Teachers pay, again, teachers pay. You got to pay retirement up to 50% now. The town does. And we're always lacking 1 year. They're always 1 year behind paying the town on the school budget. It takes about $6,000 to educate one kid in a high school, probably more now. And on that, they're also the arm of the legislature too. Maine Supreme Court ruled on that. I've served on the school committee a number of years, about 10 years, before I had to get off because of my job. What else here? Okay, I'm gonna also again ask for a bicycle committee, and I am open, our town council chairman suggested this because he thought of this, that I go on the conservation committee. I am open to that if you want to go that way. The only thing I'm asking on this on this bicycle committee, that it be a standing committee, and if you want to renew it, then you wait for a year and renew it. It's only for a year. It's a standing committee. What else? And the other thing that Dot here alluded to one time, about town going out and visiting the businesses. Why don't we? Why doesn't the economic developer go over and talk with the businesses throughout the year, find out what their problems are? Then you can deal with that stuff, help them out. We need jobs, just like this property. We want to sell it, but there's 1.7 kids on average nationwide. So if you talk $6,000 to educate a kid, even the state don't pay it 55%, which they're supposed to, because we voted for it. We're always falling behind when we sell that into homes. Why not go out and get a business over there? Economic developer. I've got nothing against her. But besides running Moxie days, and I got nothing against that, we need to have somebody out there doing that. What else? What else have I got?
You all set, Mr. Neto?
Just about.
We have a 2-minute
Okay,
time limit.
yeah. Another thing, down here at the mill, we got a mess over there. I know there's somebody working on it. I think next time we need to look at our demolition ordinances and strengthen them. There's a town that's doing that for a paper mill, because they're gonna, take it down. They want to make sure that they got the proper ordinance. You just look at this mess over here that we
Okay,
got.
Mr. Neto,
Taxpayers
Mr. Neto,
shouldn't pay
we're all
for.
done now. We're all
Okay,
done now.
I am.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir?
I don't walk too good.
It's all right. Take your time.
My name is Dennis Campana. I've been a resident of Lisbon for 20 years, and I want to share a couple things with the council. It's been a big subject. I guess you folks know it, but I'm going to remind you that the residents of this town talk, and they talk to each other. And I guess you can call it scuttlebutt, you can call it whatever you want. But the main thing has been, this has become a very expensive town to live in. And what you folks are looking to do, you got a really tough job. And our city, our new manager has a very tough job. But I look at all the different things that we're doing to reduce expenses. And I've been here for, like I say, 20 years. This question has gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Not just recently, but for years. My question to you is, has there been any documentation or any type of ordinance to give some money to an independent study? It has to be totally independent of this town. To require that independent study to look at our police department. Would that be, is our police department too big or is it too small? We know we got a great one, but the thing about it is times have changed. We have to tighten up our bootstraps, and we're not getting the money from the state we used to get. It's obvious. We can only do so much in the town of Lisbon from the taxpayers. We don't have the businesses here that pay the money that helps reduce our cost. Why I say independent, we have spent money in this town for the last 20 years on everything under the sun. I think it has to be an independent company to come in and evaluate where we are, what does or does not need to happen to reduce the cost to the town and the taxpayers of this town. It's been a subject, I can pretty much say for the 20 years that I've lived here, people question these kind of things all the time. Isn't it about time we get an answer that will put to rest any questions pertaining to if we're too big or too small? Many towns of our size, some have the sheriff's department. We have our own police department. We can't acquire any help from the sheriff's department with our own police department. So we need to look at the budget. We need to look at the expense to running it, see if there's anywhere it can be cut, and maintain, you know, I think a questionnaire should go out to the people of this town. Would you be open to not getting all the benefits that you presently get in the town of Lisbon to reduce the cost of living here? I think it goes round and round and it's scuttlebutt and people talk at the dump and people talk at the transfer station or whatever you want to call it. But I hear all the bitching, but no one comes up with a logical example of how to address the problem. It may not be a problem, but until we look at it independently, we will never know. And it will just go on and on. So 20 years from now, we're going to be questioning. We cut back everything imaginable. I mean, you look at Public Works, you look at any entity that comes out of this town budget. And the one that we really haven't studied, as far as I'm aware of, maybe we have, is the cost to police this town. And if there's any room for anything to be reduced in order to make it more affordable. That's my question.
Great, thank you very much.
Now, my next question is this.
Okay.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, we're going to go through audience participation first, and then I will respond after.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Seeing none? Okay. Diane, first off, can you update us on where we are with getting numbers back for that study?
I've just gotten 2 quotes, and it's between $5,000 and $10,000.
Okay.
I'm still waiting. The Don had one other agency, but he has not gotten back to me, so I don't think they've gotten back to him on a quote.
All right, thank you. To start off with Mr. Neto, I encourage you, as you always do, to stay informed and keep up to date on what's going on. I have a feeling that there'll be more discussion coming forward regarding the town-owned land, and that will also include the Summer Street Park in the very near future. So I encourage you to keep up to post on that, and I can also provide you with updates. And I do know that in regards to you wanting a bicycle committee, I haven't seen anything come through the manager's office that has been sent on to me yet, exactly what you're requesting. Maybe you've sent it in and I just haven't seen it yet. But you are right. I did encourage or think of the idea that you could join the Conservation or Trails Committee now, as their tasks are coming to a slow still with the trail being done. And then the mill, that's a whole mess that none of us were here. Actually, I think Mark was here for that. And they did have the opportunity to have a company bond themselves for that, and it's something that the council chose not to do at the time, if I remember that situation correctly. And then in regards to the independent police department study and reducing taxes, we have the budget process coming up. We gave the town and school very challenging lines to meet. I encourage you to continue to be informed and keep up to date on what's going on. As you heard the manager say, there are 2 proposals out there that she has got to study the police department of $5,000 to $10,000. We'll back up a little bit. We were going to do a full personnel study of the whole town, and we were prepared to pay for that. The town sent the duties and duties, right, Diane, and our employees to Eaton and Peabody, and they looked at it and said, well, we can tell you there's no sense of doing a study here because from the tasks that you provide or the services you provide with your employees, you're not overstaffed. The one area where they did not have expertise was the police department, and they were going to outsource and hire a different firm to study the police department because they did not have the internal controls for that. Last I knew, council really wasn't sure if we wanted to spend that designated amount just to study the police department as we were coming into a budget season, and maybe that's where we'll decide cuts have to be made. We don't know yet, and I think we all are up in the air with it and see where the budget goes. So I encourage anybody that does have concerns to continue to voice them, and we are a council that acts, as we've done a lot in the past year, and I'm looking forward to continue to hear what people have to say. And then one more thing about Mr. Neto. You had mentioned businesses being visited. I know personally that Diane and Tracy have been out. I'll get an email from Diane or a call and she'll say, I'm out with Tracy right now. I'll call you back in a little bit. They are going out. They are visiting businesses. They are going to continue to do that, continue to strengthen that partnership, and it's a work in progress. We are starting from the beginning, and we're building slowly, and that's all we can ask for. Anything else from council? All right. Next item, please.
Is appointments. Order 2015-40, Board of Assessment Review, 2 regular members, terms expiring June 30th, 2015 and June 30th, 2016.
Twyla, do we have to appoint these two separately, or can we do them together?
You can do them together.
Okay. So in our packets, we have 2 applications for the Board of Assessment Review, with 2 open seats.
You probably want to designate which ones for which expiration date. One is 2015 and one 2016.
Okay. Thank you, Twyla.
You're welcome.
Is there a motion from council?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, do you want to designate which one would expire 15 and what one would expire 16?
Gone would expire 15.
That'd be the application date. So we just have to say.
Yeah, I'd go by application.
We have 2
date.
positions. One is a 2015
both.
expiration and one is a 2016 expiration date. So you can just designate who you want in which position.
I'd go by application date and put 16 for the first, 15 for the second.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fair.
Make a motion to accept Marie Hale for the 2016, Don Fellows for the 2015.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second that.
I just want a quick note that Mr. Fellow's application date is January 22nd, 2014.
Is that actually? Travel back in time, Don.
I'll say.
All right. We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion on these 2? All those in favor?
Order passed, 6-0.
Thank you. And the next item, please.
Order 2015-41, the Planning Board, 1 associate member, term expiring 2016.
We do have one application in our packet. You will see we have an executive session for an interview for this. I would like to capitalize on that opportunity that we have before doing an appointment, if that's okay with council.
Planning board?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd just like to do a quick interview.
Yep.
Okay. Can we just, we can just table it for this point forward and come back out after?
Okay.
Does the council have an objection to that? Okay. Next item, please.
Order 2015-42, the Finance Committee.
All right. In
Member?
our packet, we have 2 members for the that have applied for the opening on the Finance Committee. It's unfortunate that we have 2 people that have applied. that applied for this seat, and we only have one opening as of yet, at least. I'd open the floor for a motion.
Let you want to just go to executive session.
For the planning board.
Right, this
Planning
is
board.
the
Yeah.
finance.
Yep.
The finance, you just want
I would make the motion that we accept Larry Fillmore.
Okay.
to, I'll second it.
We have a motion to accept Larry Fillmore. We have a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Order passed, 6-0.
Thank you, Larry, for your willingness to serve on this committee.
Before we move on, I want to say I think Dean Willie is also a very strong candidate, and I hope he keeps his name out there in case there's another position at some point open, because I think he'd be good on that committee too.
I agree. Yep. Anybody that wants to get involved in this, and he has been involved to an extent. And I encourage him to keep an eye out for any more openings. Next item, please.
Is Counselor Communications?
We'll start over here with Dale. Do you have anything? All right, Roger.
I got a little thing, the school had the high school had a mattress sale on this weekend, and believe it or not, I guess it did pretty good, so it was, they were able to, I don't know what the exact totals of it, but they didn't quite sell I think it was $1,500 worth of mattresses, but it was very close.
Wow.
So they did good. So it's been done all over the state. I'm kind of glad they started.
Do you know if it was like regular bed
Yeah,
mattresses?
it was, and they had fancy pillows and all that. I didn't go, my wife and daughter.
I'm on Roger.
Did you end up with a new mattress?
Yes.
Somehow I saw that coming.
All right. Perfect. Let me at Roger.
Yep.
Eric.
I'm all set.
Mark.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Public Works for all the hard work they've been putting in, and just keeping those roads open. It's a very trying time of the year. I don't think any of us can really remember. I can't remember any time in recent years when we've had that many storms right in a row. So I want to thank those guys for all their hard work. I wouldn't have wanted to be out on the road in that blizzard myself, so thanks.
Greg.
That wasn't that bad. I was out on the road in that blizzard. Same thing, thanks to Public Works. I do have one question. I know they've been busy, but do we have any timeline as far as getting the downtown area cleaned out?
They're coming
'Cause
out
there is zero parking there.
tonight.
Good. Good, because I don't want Dot yelling at me for having my hair too long. I tried to get my hair cut
No,
today,
the
and there's
plan
no
is
place
for
to
them to
park.
come out tonight.
Sweet.
Perfect. I will go right along with Roger, with Mark and Greg. Public Works, it's a tough job. And I appreciate all the hard work that they do, the time and energy. I even know that Ryan's been out there. He's been with the guys because they've been working so much. So that's good to see a full team out there getting it done. I wanted to update the public that the school committee will be having their budget presentation on Wednesday. I know for the people in TV land it'll be too late, but the people here in the audience, they'll have a budget presentation here in the town office tomorrow at 5:30. They'll be releasing their budget. And then I also want to update the public on the solid waste search that myself, Mark, Lisa Ward, Diane, and Ryan are working on. We had to cancel our last two meetings due to conflicts, but we have another meeting scheduled. So far, we did sit down and we met with two representatives from Casella Waste Management, or not Waste Management, Casella, and to talk about different options that they currently do with other communities. And we're going to continue to search and do more homework, and then we'll make sure we keep the public up to date on where we are with that. And that's all I got. Next item, please.
Is executive session?
Yes, please.
Order 2015-43, to go into executive session per 1 MRSA, Section 405-6A, Personnel Matters, to interview planning board candidate.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Order passed.
We're going to go next door. It'll be real quick, just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
A couple of those.
Okay, I'll sign on that. What's he on for?
State of the
Oh,
state,
it is tonight?
7 o'clock.
Oh. All right, we come out of executive session at 8:06 with a motion from Mark and a vote, and a second from Roger. And now we will be going back. Next item, Twyla.
Is it this, it's another planning board?
It's the
Okay.
planning board, yep.
So, order 2015-43 to go back into executive session per 1 MRSA Section 4056A, personnel matters, and interview the planning board candidate?
No, we're gonna go back to 42.
Back to number,
42?
Yeah.
right
Yep.
here,
41.
right here.
Oh, you just wanted to order, okay.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, yeah, 41, thanks.
2015-41, order planning board associate member appointment. Got it.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Order pass?
Greg? Welcome aboard. Thank you. And next item, please.
That would be.
The adjournment.
Adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
6-0.
Greg?
Adjourned.
5-1.
Stay here.
5-1. Mark says no. I mean, Greg says no.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg says no. I want to stay here because I like it here so much. Come on.
You want to stay here?
Here, home, doesn't really make a whole lot of difference.
You need to tell Johnny that I'm sorry. I saw him the other day.
Yeah, let's see, I went to bed at 2 o'clock last night, 7 below.
Yeah.
Because you're having that information meeting on the, whatever it is.
24th?
Very good.
I don't touch
And now on the